Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here, and I've got BlackBerry's latest phone right here, the Blackberry Motion, which does run Android. I'm going to quickly show you what is in the box and also do a little quick comparison between the BlackBerry Key 1 and the Motion so you can kind of see a little bit of a difference between those two. But let's go ahead and get started. Here is the BlackBerry Motion. Flipping it over, here's a look at a bunch of specs that you might be interested in. A 4,000 milliamp hour battery, so I'm expecting very good battery life. More on that in my full review, so make sure you do subscribe. Snapdragon 625, 4 gigs of RAM, 5.5 inch 1080p, IP67, dust and water resistant. But let's open it up. BlackBerry Motion, and right away you are greeted with that phone as usual. I'm going to set it to the side. Ooh, I like the feel of it in my hand. Very sleek looking too. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Let's continue on. See what else is in the box. So taking this out, it looks like a bunch of booklets as usual. Privacy policy, quick start guide, and just welcome to your new Android-powered BlackBerry smartphone. And then, of course, there's actually a SIM ejection tool in there too. Here is your USB Type-C charging cable and the adapter that comes with it. And then a couple extra goodies. You have some BlackBerry headphones right here, and then which of course means there's a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack and some extra buds in case your ear size is a little bit different. Now on to what you are here to see, and that would be the BlackBerry Motion. So let's peel this off. It's actually on there pretty good. This isn't very easy to peel off. And there you go, which reveals a very cool texture on the back. Kind of a softer touch feel to it. I really like it, including the edges. I actually really like the look of this phone. BlackBerry did a very good job designing it. Down at the bottom is where your headphone jack is, microphone, USB Type-C charging slot, and a speaker. And moving along, just check out how cool this device looks. I am very impressed. You do have your convenience key. That's what they called it on the Priv and Key 1. You have a power button. I believe that's this is the power button. This is the convenience key. And then your volume rockers. Continuing on, you do have that microphone up top. And then on the left side is where that SIM slot is and expandable storage for your micro SD card. Finally, there's just a complete look at it. I want to flip it around. On the back here is where your camera is. More on that in a second. And just a look at, again, this is a bit of a softer touch feel, and it does have a little bit of texture to it. There's that BlackBerry logo moving all the way down. On the front, you'll see that BlackBerry logo, and this acts as a fingerprint scanner, and it's also a button. So you can hear, definitely has some feedback to it. I'm gonna press and hold the power button on the side, boot it on up, and then up at the top here is where sensors, front-facing camera, and earpiece. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this boot up. It shouldn't take too long, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now brings us to the startup screen, and you'll notice some buttons light up. So you have capacitive back and recent apps buttons on the left and right side. Now I'm gonna run through the setup process and only talk about anything noteworthy. Skipping through, here is setting up the fingerprint scanner. So let's go ahead and hit next. And again, this is the button down at the bottom here. And just lift up, set down, and there we go. You can add more if you'd like to. I'm not going to for the sake of time. I'm going to skip through. Anything else? We're all set. Adding some finishing touches, and this should actually bring us to the home screen. Now I also want to go ahead and grab, as I promised, the BlackBerry Key 1 and put it up next to it to give you an idea of just the use of space in terms of not having a keyboard. Of course, the bottom with no keyboard, here's a little bit of a difference, and then it is a little bit taller. This is with the bottoms lined up. So there's a look at that. We can go ahead and flip it over. Looks like you need to agree to something. Let's go ahead and just flip this phones over. And there's a look at the back. Definitely a more grippier feel to the Key 1. However, it doesn't mean that the Motion is slippery by any means. See the camera in just about the same place, but definitely a different look. I really aesthetically like both of these. BlackBerry has done a very good job in designing their phones. I just think that the Motion looks really sleek, a very good looking phone, very kind of a corporate feel to the look of it. So we're now on our home screen. BlackBerry Launcher has pop-up widgets. We can go ahead and hit next, apps, productivity tab on the right side with this launcher. getting started guide. And there we go. So we are now on our home launcher. We can go ahead and jump into our app drawer. You could take a look at some of the apps out of the box. Notable, Password Keeper. Those are just some extra ones that seem to be added. Let's test out that fingerprint scanner. So we're just going to set our thumb on it and it unlocks it right away. Now I'm going to go ahead and use a different one. It vibrates, lets me know that it's not recognized, but I'm going to press the button and it actually turns on that display. So realistically, if I press the button, you see it quickly tried to go to that lock screen, but the fingerprint scanner is super quick. So if you really do want to, I guess, wake up your display while it's sitting there, which is good, you can just use an unregistered finger and check your lock screen. This also acts as a home button, so if I go into an app and I press the button, you'll see it will close out of it. You do have a capacitive recent apps button on the right side, and then your back button is on the left. As always, in all of my unboxing videos, I'd like to jump into settings, go into storage without installing anything, and you'll see 10.46 gigs is used out of the 32 gigs. However, there is that micro SD card slot for some expandable storage. On the right side, productivity tab, you just swipe to display whatever you'd like to, calendar, events, emails, people. Looks like you need to grant it some permissions, but there's a lot of options that you do have with that productivity tab. And then of course the convenience key that's on the right, which has a lot of texture to it. I'm gonna go ahead and press it, and here it is, convenience key. You can add a new shortcut. So you have a car profile, meeting profile, home profile. Let's go ahead and maybe if I want to say open an app, let's go ahead and open up the camera app. Now I'm going to press home, I'm going to press that convenience key, and what do you know, it opens up the camera. So welcome to that, which is what I wanted to show off next anyways. Take a picture or video, you can use any of the volume rockers to take it. Locker mode, this function allows you to take a picture or record a video via touching the fingerprint sensor in the camera, which is nice, and that you can actually just use that button with the fingerprint scanner. Location data, and then you can have auto mode or a manual mode. I'm going to use auto for the time being. Okay, got it. Now I'm going to try that fingerprint scanner. Okay, so I didn't press the button. You don't hear that click. So I'm taking the picture just by setting my finger down on that home button, which is a really nice addition. I'm going to go ahead and just snap some more pictures. Changing exposure. Okay, I did a good job of changing exposure on that light. This is a good lighting scenario. So, but overall, shutter speed, very quick. Seems to autofocus pretty well. More to come in that full review, of course. Now again, you don't press the button, you just set your finger down on it, take a picture. Now if you do press on it, of course it acts as that home button. Overall, that's just about it. Everything I wanted to cover on the Blackberry Motion for now, so be sure to click that subscribe button. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to click the thumbs up. All links down in the description below. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.